Brought to you in association with the Dubai International Financial Center.
Welcome to Dubai, Wall Street in Arabia. The United Arab Emirates, a country slightly smaller than the state of Maine, is home to approximately 60,000 millionaires. Deal flow is the pulse of the nation. Dubai's role in doing the conventional exceptionally, putting itself firmly on the global map, and providing a stable platform for productive and profitable ventures to its 1.2 million inhabitants. To help fast-track modernization and economic diversification away from oil dependence, the government is structured like a corporation.
His Highness's leadership style really is at the core of that success that Dubai has enjoyed, at least since he's become Crown Prince in 1995. Fundamentally, it is the value system that he has taught and continues to monitor and continues to lead his chief executives or soldiers on a daily basis. His vision of wanting to make sure that the government of Dubai is really managed as a business, because in his mind, business is where the best in class and best practices are really adhered to and practiced. And bringing those into government and revolutionizing government accordingly are also some of the components that his leadership style and his leadership elements have brought into the success of Dubai.
Dubai is a city low on oil, but high on diversified economy to draw in petrodollars. Consequently, its objective is to facilitate international business toward carrying out sophisticated activities. Dubai allows for 100% foreign ownership for corporations and property owners, no income or corporate tax, a stable US dollar-pegged currency, plus a myriad of further conveniences.
It's always been a transportation hub and a center of activity going back as early as the 1400s, when it was a major destination on the Silk Route. I think Dubai has become a modern interpretation of that, and it really sits, if you look at a map of the world, it really sits sort of at the center of a crossroads of many cultures and many different traditions. And to a certain extent, because the world has become a much more global place, I think Dubai and other cities like it that sit at these crossroads have emerged in prominence as opposed to more regional or national centers. So Dubai's emergence really has ridden the wave of globalization, and I think that's the major trend why Dubai has sort of come into the forefront.
Dubai's international airport is currently undergoing a $4.1 billion expansion. This will increase passenger numbers from the current 22 million to 60 million by 2007. The new Jebel Ali Airport is also due to be fully operational by 2007. It is located next to the Jebel Ali Port, one of the world's largest ports. Once completed, the Jebel Ali Airport and Port will be the largest air-sea logistics and transportation center of its kind in the Middle East.
Logistic infrastructure, if we look at Dubai, is really well placed in the region. We're surrounded by over 1.5 billion people around this area. So if we take it that many of the countries now, they built up their logistics center here, their head offices are here.
To best serve this market, Dubai's strategy is to identify and replicate the most effective models in every industry worldwide. Make the Dubai version bigger, better, and more efficient. To highlight this, 16% of the world's cranes are currently swinging in Dubai skies. Cluster economy projects are fueling a boom in construction and real estate throughout Dubai. The government estimates $50 billion will be invested in the real estate sector between 2004 and 2010.
You're talking about 100 billion worth of investment that will be going into the property market. So 100 billion of dirham, that doesn't mean those money is coming from the domestic market. A lot of that is coming from the international market. So to us, Dubai now and for the next 10 years will be really the place for an investment, the place where the right return on investment is made, and I think for any investor who wants to get an adequate return more than the usual 8-10% of return, Dubai is the place for the next 10 years.
Coming up next, the DIFC Dubai. For more information, visit www.us-television.tv.
Gate that connects all gates. The Dubai International Financial Center.
Hello, I'm Riz Khan. This is the Gate, the iconic building which represents the Dubai International Financial Center, or DIFC, the beating heart of the world's largest emerging market for financial services. The vision of the DIFC is to be the universally recognized hub for institutional financial services as the regional gateway for capital and investment, filling the gap in top-tier capital markets between New York, London and Frankfurt in the west, and Tokyo, Singapore and Hong Kong in the east. The institutions who operate within the Dubai International Financial Center will be licensed and regulated by the DIFC Financial Services Authority, the DFSA, an independent regulatory and supervisory body staffed by experts from leading financial services authorities from around the world. The DIFC has 6 areas of focus: financial institutions and wholesale banking, capital markets, asset management and fund registration, insurance and reinsurance, Islamic finance, and back office operations. In addition to a zero tax rate and an extensive tax treaty network, DIFC participants benefit from 100% foreign ownership and the freedom to repatriate capital and profits without restrictions. At the heart of this opportunity is the DIFC International Financial Exchange, the DIFX, the engine which drives activity within the DIFC. As the first major international exchange to be launched in the 21st century, it will establish close links with the global financial community through a liquid, transparent electronic market. And apart from creating a world-class business environment with a state-of-the-art infrastructure, the DIFC is investing billions to create an outstanding living environment, a financial district with a 5-star lifestyle, home to the DIFC community. Over the past 10 years, Dubai has seen terrific growth, buildings, infrastructure and industry. The launch of the Dubai International Financial Center is going to make Dubai the complete hub for regional and international business. Ladies and gentlemen, the gateway to unlimited opportunities is now open.
For more information, visit www.us-television.tv. The DIFC is one of the government's newest massive undertakings that will ultimately tilt the global flow of funds balance towards the region. The man orchestrating this initiative is Dr. Omar bin Sulaiman. His job is no less than to make Dubai an international financial center that fits nicely between the likes of Hong Kong, London, and New York. The financial services industry in Dubai has been earmarked by the Dubai government to grow from 10% of the city's GDP to 20% via the creation of the DIFC.
The vision itself addresses a necessity not just for Dubai, it's a necessity for the international financial services industry. A gap always existed in international financial services between the West and East, between the London, the Frankfurt, and New York of this world, and between the Tokyo, the Hong Kong, and the Singapore. And Dubai geographically fits that gap, perfectly. Having said that, filling that gap in financial services does not require just a location. It's much more sophisticated than that. It requires a world-class regulatory framework, world-class regulator, world-class governance, world-class best practices, and a real framework that addresses international practice. And that's what the IFC is created here in Dubai.
As a property development project, the GATE and complementing community will offer everything necessary for over 52,000 inhabitants to live and work within the DIFC complex. Measuring in at over 1.45 million square feet, the Dubai International Financial Center complex will provide office space for all DIFC licensees. This will be accompanied with a variety of facilities, inclusive of residential right through to entertainment options. The monorail planned for Dubai will also have a main stop within the DIFC. Yet despite this impressive development, the question remains, can they really create another international financial center in Dubai?
Well, I think they can do it. First of all, if you look at the history of Dubai, they do have a history of being able to accomplish very large, complex projects over time. For the last 30 years, they've built a tremendous infrastructure here. They have a world-class airport. They have shopping that's incomparable. Most importantly, though, I think the ingredients are in place for a financial center to develop here. You have a system of laws and regulations that are in place. We have a new chief executive officer who is known around the world. He's a former chairman of the Australian Securities Commission. We have a court system in place so that those who operate here can feel comfortable about the judicial system. So I think all the ingredients are here.
Building a new financial center in Dubai to the highest international regulations and standards supplies the missing link. It fills the time zone gap not covered by the international financial centers of Europe, the Far East, and North America.
If you look at the current situation, something like $1.5 trillion of investable assets from the Middle East are invested elsewhere. They're in Europe, the US, and other parts of the world. The reason for that is there isn't a sufficient critical mass of financial services activities here. And in turn, the reason for that is there's a lack of legal certainty. So you could essentially go from London, Paris, New York to the west, Singapore, Hong Kong to the east, and in that huge void in between, there are no major jurisdictions where there's a legal certainty which financial services firms will be happy with. So the government of Dubai took the initiative to persuade the UAE government to create a legal environment in our 110 acres, which is the DIFC, which would give legal certainty.
The DIFC is an onshore capital market designated as a financial free zone. It is not an offshore tax haven, but a highly regulated onshore capital market like London or New York, housing all categories of financial services institutions. Why would the world's top financial institutions come to Dubai? Why are Mellon Global Investments, Merrill Lynch, Franklin Templeton, Julius Baer, and Credit Suisse already here?
There are a couple of reasons why Mellon decided to relocate to Dubai and set up within the DIFC. I think the most important is that Abu Dhabi is literally down the road, and as many people will be aware, Abu Dhabi is where one of the world's largest institutional investors is based. So that's quite important to Mellon, which is at the end of the day an institutional investor. Secondly, we're very impressed by the regulations within the DFSA, which is the regulator for the DIFC. The rulebook is very similar to the FSA back in the United Kingdom, which is where our head office is based and regulated.
The government of Dubai recognized the need for an entirely separate independent jurisdiction in which international financial institutions would operate. The answer is the Dubai Financial Services Authority, or DFSA, a fully independent regulatory authority specifically created for the DIFC.
Here is a draftsman's dream to put in a utopian legal structure, taking the best of everything. So essentially, we looked around the world. We used some of the world's biggest and best law firms to help us to put in place a complete legal structure. So we cherry-picked around the world. Our laws are principle-based, but they cover all aspects of financial services activity. And we now have law courts based on Anglo-Saxon principles, if you like. So again, there's legal certainty. So all of those millions or trillions of dollars of transactions which were taking place abroad could now take place here in Dubai.
Creating the correct regulatory environment required an amendment to the UAE's federal constitution in order to make the Free Zone completely independent in its legal framework. This is the first amendment to the UAE's constitution since its creation in 1971.
The regulatory framework and the regulators, the independent regulator of DIFC, Dubai Financial Services Authority, is the heart of DIFC. Because without the right regulators, the right regulations, you cannot have a world-class financial services industry. So they'll play a huge role in the DIFC, and they'll continue doing that also. The courts, of course, you need an international court that cater for international clients. That's why in our independent court here in the DIFC, you have a Chief Justice out of England and a Deputy out of Asia, and the rest of the judges will be from the region. So truly an international court that's done for the first time also internationally.
Institutions operating in the DIFC will be doing business in a familiar and reliable environment.
It is clear to me that a financial services authority is emerging that is truly independent, that is operating according to best practices in terms of international standards, and that will be very attractive and comfortable to top quality financial services firms in the United States and to similar firms around the world. And I think this will become, already is and will become even more so, a very attractive place for U.S. firms to operate.
The DIFC has specific goals in mind. It aims to help repatriate the $1.8 trillion of regional capital currently invested and managed outside the region. It will facilitate regional privatizations and IPOs and create extra insurance and reinsurance capacity. It is also positioned to build a pension fund industry and develop into a global center for Islamic finance.
The role we're going to be playing is really to create an international benchmark and standard for Islamic finance. So the international investor or international institutions can deal with one kind of Islamic finance with different products and services. So taking it really to the international level.
Islamic banking, based on centuries-old traditions, has become globally popular over the last 2 decades, with Dubai providing a hub for such banking activities and product development. Today, many Western financial organizations are turning to Islamic banking in order to provide financing to developing Muslim countries.
Islamic banking is of growing importance not only to us, but I think to most financial institutions active in this market. There has been the decision from the top down that Islamic financing is a core, if not an element, in any financing, be they project financing, acquisition related, or purely just for the raising of finance in the market by financial institutions. It's a growing source of funding available to the market. We view it as a very important and alternative source of financing, and we would look to use it actively either as a single source of financing or in combination with others for a lot of the activities that we're undertaking.
The DIFC will have its own bourse, the Dubai International Financial Exchange, known as DIFX. Opening in September 2005, its practices, standards, and technology will be comparable to international exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange, the London FTSE, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng.
The DIFX creates an international capital market which allows investors from all over the world to tap into companies originating out of this region. We do that by creating a market which is very transparent and very well regulated, which creates confidence for the first time when you invest into these companies. In addition to this, the trading currency of the Dubai International Financial Exchange will be US dollars.
Integrity, transparency, and efficiency are the three hallmark models of the DIFC and its operation. And to its credit, the formula is paying off.
It's still early days. We've only been based here in Dubai for a couple of months, but Mellon's actually had a presence in the Middle East for about 4 years now. So from what we've seen with all our meetings with both the DIFC and the DFSA, we've found them to be very professional at all levels. And I think it's helpful that they have a customer services department that specializes in companies when there are transfers involved. So they will help you with the visas, the medicals, finding a house, finding a schooling. So for companies that aren't too familiar with the region, it's an invaluable service.
Coming up next, investment opportunities. For more information, visit www.us-television.tv.
At Tamwheel, we believe in reliability. At Tamwheel, we believe in confidentiality. At Tamwheel, we care about you. Dream big with Tamwheel, the home of home finance.
It takes a keen eye to identify a potential investment. At Istithmar, we don't wait for investments to find us. We seek out new industry trends, superior management teams, and the latest strategic initiatives to form the basis of our investment thesis. Ideas are just the beginning. We research our ideas, question management and their associates, hire outside professionals and industry experts to question our assumptions. All our ideas and hard work would amount to nothing if we didn't employ a structured approach towards integrity. Proper corporate governance with outside directors safeguarding our interests. Ideas, inquiry, integrity form the basis of what we do. Istithmar, it means investment.
Financing properties valued at over $500 million in the first 10 months of operations, and becoming the first UAE-based mortgage fund to earn a AAA rating on securitization servicing in the U.S. market. Tamwheel have become the UAE's leading home finance company. Tamwheel, the home of home finance.
Avis is a name you can trust. We are the largest vehicle rental company in the UAE, with constant growth since 1975. Headquartered in Dubai, we have a fleet of 6,000 vehicles. We provide both short and long-term rentals and leasing, plus bus transport and chauffeur services. At Avis, we always deliver what we promise and are a multi-award-winning business. Avis, we try harder.
For more information, visit www.us-television.tv. From mortgage to masonry, finance to free trade, Dubai has it all, and more coming as trade opportunities increase. The UAE and the US are due to sign a bilateral free trade agreement by the end of this year, which will open the UAE market to facilitate ease of trade between the two countries. For the international investor, the vigor and speed at which Dubai is attracting foreign joint venture partnerships piques curiosity.
In the last year and a half, the Dubai proposition has become so interesting to a lot of professionals around the world, in places, professionals working in major business cities like New York, London, Paris, and certainly the rest of the Middle Eastern capitals. We're seeing now Dubai as an interesting place to work and live. So, for them to move and to relocate to Dubai to carry on and and effectively expand their career is now a real proposition. And we've witnessed that, and I know that others have as well. Certainly in the last year and a half, the amount of professional talent that has descended on Dubai from other well-established centers around the world has been phenomenal.
2 additional Dubai-based entities have been making headlines around the world. Istithmar, a major investment holding company run by the corporate office, has been instrumental in financing Dubai's more innovative initiatives.
We worked with Istithmar, I think, actively and probably more appropriately over the last 12 to going on now 18 months. And I think there we've been fortunate in terms of the changing dynamics of our team has also been reflected in that of Istithmar's, where we've built a strong and good relationship. I think the benefit that Istithmar has given us is that we have an open dialogue with them, we have an understanding of what they're looking to do and how they're looking to do it. But I think more appropriately is that they were the first to put the challenge to us and to other institutions is evaluate the risk of the project, structure the deal for me, come back with a price because you're not getting a guarantee. And I think that set the tone in terms of our operation in the region.
The second company causing a stir on the private equity scene is Dubai International Capital, the international investment arm of Dubai Holding. Where Istithmar's forte lies in innovation, Dubai International Capital's strength is its stature. Launched in October of 2004, International Capital invested close to $3 billion in its first 6 months of operation.
Dubai International Capital is about 6 months old. During these last few months, we've made several very large transactions. The first was in January when we acquired for $1 billion almost 2% of the share capital of Daimler to make us the third largest shareholder. This is a financial and a strategic investment for us. We believe in that management team, we believe in the company, and we believe in the long-term success of Daimler Chrysler. In late March, we acquired the Tissot Group for £800 million. This is a company that is a lot more than just a wax museum in Baker Street. This is a company with several assets around the world. It has 14 million visitors in Europe, making it Europe's #1 and the world's #5. It has a fantastic track record with an award-winning management team, year-on-year revenue growth every year for the last 20 years. So it is a company that we were delighted to acquire.
Generating economic diversification away from oil has set Dubai on the path. The global financial corridor may soon be fast-tracking its way to the model economy that is Dubai. Thank you for watching Dubai Wall Street in Arabia. We hope it's given you a new perspective on everything that is to emerge.